What's next for Ilia Topuria after knocking out Max Holloway? Now, they brought Volk into the cage after the fight for a face-off. It was incredibly cringy, incredibly awkward. They were both way too respectful and friendly for it being like a semi-face-off. What's next for Ilia Topuria? Today, we're going to talk about it. Stick around to hear my thoughts on Ilia Topuria's next fight. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys, so before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. Also, if you want extra content and you want to support the channel even further, click that join button down below for extra content to become a channel member. So let's get into the video. Thank you very much. Ilia Topuria just knocked out Max Holloway. That's what I predicted. Second round KO. It ended up being a third round KO, but Ilia Topuria KO'd Max. Hey, I called it. You know what I'm saying? I know this sport. But I did pick Rob Whittaker and he got smoked, so maybe not. Ilia Topuria's got a freaking shit ton of options for his next fight. I think they're going to do Volk. I understand the reasoning for it, but here's the options. We got Volk rematch because Volk was a dominant featherweight champion. I know he got knocked out by Islam, but that was up a weight class and on short notice. So I don't think you can count that towards him not getting a rematch at featherweight, because from a featherweight standpoint, he had 5 defenses and then he got KO'd by the new guy who also KO'd Max Holloway. So I know that it might seem like, oh, they're just giving old man Volk another a rematch that he's going to get KO'd in. Obviously, they don't have to go this direction, but it makes a lot of sense. And I think that Volk, to a certain degree, is owed that in a little bit. He stepped up on short notice more than once, tried to do it in other multiple occasions. Volk got KO'd on short notice, up a weight class, not in camp. Turned around, and I just think you have to give it to him. If that's what the UFC wants, I think it makes sense. I don't think there's a reason to be pissed about Volk getting a rematch, especially if they do it in Spain. Ilia is probably going to knock him out again regardless. So if they do it in Spain, superstar making moment where he KOs possibly the featherweight GOAT a second time in a stadium show in Spain, that'd be crazy. But the other options are Diego Lopes, who was the backup fighter for UFC 308. And if you saw Diego Lopes after the KO of Max Holloway, Diego Lopes and Volk both looked kind of rattled. And Diego Lopes looked honestly like shook. And then basically like he had to like collect himself because he knew he was on camera. That's what I saw. So Diego Lopes is an option. That's a fun fight. They also floated Islam Makhachev. And you might have seen I also made a video about Mr. Paddy Pimblett, which could happen. Conor McGregor's in the mix as well. Conor said, call me. And that fight doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it would be probably the biggest name of all time in the sport versus maybe the biggest name right now. He's right up there with Alex Pereira now. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you think is next for Ilia Topuria? It's probably Volk, and I'll say that that's what I think it should be. But we have a lot of options here, and I think that he beats Volk. I think Diego Lopes loses to him too. I think Diego Lopes gets hit a lot, and you can't do that against somebody like Ilia Topuria. We just saw that. Max Holloway learned that the hard way. We just saw that. And then you also have the possibility of 155 pounds. And aside from that, there's really no options right now. I just pray to God that he doesn't go the Conor McGregor route and want like a boxing fight, which I know the UFC won't let him do. They learned their lesson when they lost Conor to riches and fame, you know, but they won't let Ilia leave to box somebody or anything like that. It would be sick to see him fight like a Ryan Garcia or a Tank Davis, or a Devin Haney. But they're not going to do that. I pray they keep him in the UFC. Build a UFC star that's there forever with no controversy. No John Jones mishaps, no Conor McGregor arrests, allegations, all things like that. Ilia has a chance to be the GOAT. He's 16-0. You have to put him on a path for legacy with big fights too. So you got to do stadium show in Spain. When it really comes down to it, I don't care if it's Volk or Diego Lopes. It should be Volk, maybe Diego Lopes, but I just don't think that's the next fight. I think Volk, again, that's the more name value. They do it in a stadium, and this is how you make Ilia Topuria the biggest name in combat sports. A lot of you guys think about things on a North America perspective, but you have to think about it worldwide. Ilia Topuria is in a European market, a part of Europe that is completely untapped, Spain, and then he also has the Georgian heritage too. He could be the GOAT in 5 wins. Which is a lot to ask at this level. A world title fight, you know, when he's fighting guys like Volk, Max Holloway, and potentially moving up to fight somebody like Islam, 5 wins, 5 more wins in a row without losing is a big ask, but it's possible. He has the grappling prowess. He's got incredible technical boxing with KO power. And I pray that they keep him in the UFC. Do not let him go box for even one fight. it fucks everything up. He could be the biggest star in the sport. He could be the biggest star ever. I think every 10 to 15 years, you get that big star. It's been about 10 years since Conor. I think we're ready for a new guy. I'm telling you, it's Ilia Topuria. Bernabeu, Spain, Volk rematch, next fight, like mid next year, April or May. Make it happen. That's what you do with Ilia Topuria. This is how you make Ilia Topuria possibly a GOAT within 5 fights. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. It really helps us out a lot. If you want access to extra content and you want to support the channel further, please make sure to become a channel member by clicking the link down below or clicking the join button on our channel homepage. If you want more content from me, go check out my non-MMA podcast, What's Up Bro with Wyatt and Bo, in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.